So let's try that again. Hi, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. This is the next episode of Phone Wars. This is where we take popular palettes and we dupe them for you guys in hopes that we save you money and inspire you to shop your stash. And pretty much, if there's an eyeshadow palette out and you are someone who has a lot of makeup, most likely you have these already in your collection. And the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette is no exception. From the moment Elle went ahead and posted this video, I looked at it and I was like, yeah, this is going to be something that we're going to end up duping, because it's just, it screams dupe. It screams dupe me, because, well, I'm going to share my thoughts after I show you the swatches. So, I'm going to go ahead and somewhere on the screen I am going to have the swatches that I found online to go ahead and do this for you. And I wasn't going to go ahead and do this Clone Wars with my bestie Jessica until Urban Decay actually released that they were doing this palette for sure, and they did today. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I tried to use as little eyeshadow palettes as possible for this. So I'm really excited to show you all the dupes that I have come up with. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The first shade is, wow, I don't even have the names. I am such a bum. Okay, I swear I have my stuff together. I really do. I just simply forgot the names, which is a big deal, but I got this. Okay, the first shade is called Hotspot, and I'm going into the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette, and I'm going to be using the shade Glucose, which is just, you know, your standard matte white, matte cream, matte whatever you have, but either way, it is right here, and that's the shade right there. And then the next two shades actually are going to come from my Urban Decay Vice 3 palette. There's something satisfying about duping shades from the same brand. And so the shade is called Caution and Bang Bang. And so for Caution, I'm going in with Last Sin. And for Bang Bang, I'm going into the shade next to it, and it's called Alien. That's those shades right there. And the only shade that I'm going to be going into my Too Faced Best Year Ever palette is the shade Feels, and I'm going to be using this shade right here, and it is called Love Actually, and that's that one. If you have the Naked 3 palette, you could also dupe that with Nooner or Limit. Probably Nooner or a mixture of both. So for the next, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shades, I'm going into the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. Yes. I'm telling you, I don't regret this palette at all. You could do so many things. So for the shade Juicy, I'm going in with this shade right here, and it is called Tongue Pop. For the shade Turn On, I'm going to be using the shade next to it called Sweetener. For the shade Ambitious, I'm going into this shade right here, which is called Blood Sugar. And then for the next shade called Bling, I'm going to be going into this shade right here, and it is called Extraction. And then the next shade called Devilish, I'm going into Fresh Meat, which is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch those for you. Okay, this shade right here is Tongue Pop. This one right here is Sweetener. This one right here is Blood Sugar. The next one is Extraction, and this one is Fresh Meat. All from the Jeffree Star palette. And so the next shade we're going into, actually the next two shades, we're going into the Vice 3 palette by Urban Decay. And I'm going to be using, for the shade Young Love, I'm going to be using this shade right here called Sonic. And then for the shade Drunk Dial, I'm going to be using this shade right here, and it is called Alchemy. And the very last shade, and it is called Privacy. I'm going into my Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette, and I'm going in with this shade right here, and it is called Intravenous, and that's that shade right there. And this right here is my interpretation of the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. And thing about it is, with this palette, if you look at all the shades here, or even if you look at the shades online and all the swatches, they are so similar that it's going to be like all the other Naked palettes. I really feel that, especially if you are a project panner, and you have delved into palettes like the Naked palette or the Naked palettes themselves, you'll find that most of the time they create the same exact looks. You could only get one or two looks from it that are completely different. In my experience, I have panned the Naked palette, and I've also am currently panning the Naked 3 palette, and to me it pretty much wasn't really all that diverse. The Naked palette was more diverse than the Naked 3, and I really feel like this is going to be no different. I think that this is going to be one of those eyeshadow palettes that you're going to play with for a couple of times and stick them in your drawer and never to be seen again. That's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong, but either way, I know that I shopped my stash, and I do have the shades right here. Even if they are all similar pretty much, I know that I have the shades right here, so I know that I will not be purchasing it. If you guys want to go ahead and purchase it, feel free. That's fine. You know, love your eyeshadow palettes, love them to death, and just promise me that you'll go ahead and shop your stash first. That's what we're all about, is just simply shopping your stash, saving you some money, showing you some dupes, and hopefully you come along for the ride. So be sure to go ahead and check out my bestie Jessica. She will be duping this as well, as always, and she's going to have a lot different dupes than I am, because we've got different collections. That's just how it goes. So I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was a little bit eye-opening for you. I hope that this helps in some kind of way, and I will see you guys next time. Be sure to go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, all that great fun stuff, and I will see you guys later. Bye!